Hey YouTubers, it's Jacob again here. I'm going to do a quick tutorial on port forwarding for you. Um, Hopefully quicker than my last tutorial. So basically, if you want to know what port forwarding is for, if you're making a server and you want to make it available globally, it's what's called globally, to everybody or to outside your local area network. You're going to need to port forward your server. So for the example here, I'm going to go ahead and run HFS file server. And in my last tutorial I explained the HFS file server and how to run it. So, oh, it's already running down here. And so basically to start the port forwarding, you go to the command prompt. So let me show you a little shortcut here. If you go to Windows key and R, that brings open your little run menu down here. And if you just type in on the run menu CMD, that brings open your command prompt window. In the command prompt, you just want to type in IP config and hit enter. All these little weird numbers pop up. What we're basically looking for here is the default gateway. That's your IP address for your router or port switch, whatever it is that you are hooked up to. And you're basically just going to type this in your web browser. So the most common ones you find is 192.168.1.1 or .0.1. So we'll just go ahead and type that in up here. And it's already there. And then you get the little message that pops up. Now this is for a Linksys router. So usually the Linksys routers have the password of root, or the username root, and the password is admin, ADMIN. And you get to this page. So basically, just to port forward, you just go to Applications and Gaming. This is for the Linksys router. I'll show you Netgear here in a minute, because I also have a Netgear router. Now I already have a few things configured here. So as you can see, I named it the server. You can name it whatever you want. You can name it PC or HFS, whatever you want to do it. And then this is your port. So you can start on the most common is port 80. If you don't want to have to type the port number in the address bar when you go to this page, you're going to want to run port 80. And then just select both for your protocol and the IP address of your computer. Now to find the IP address of your computer, go back to the command prompt down here at the bottom window and type in your IPv4 address, which is right here. It's 192.168.1.0.3. So if we go here, it's already there. And you just check enable, and that'll enable that computer. This is your local address here, your IPv4 address, and this is enabling this computer 192.168.1.0.3 to be port forwarded to your global IP address, which is going to be on port 80. So we just go ahead and save the changes. Okay, and it says an overlap occurred. That's because we have two servers on port 80. You cannot have anything on the same port, so you always have to have different ports. So that's why I said earlier on the HFS file server to pay attention to your ports, because if you want to have more than one server going, you have to run them on different ports. Port number already exists. Probably saying because I already have it enabled. Let me just take a look. Oh, okay, yes, I know why Okay, normally you just hit save changes and it would say your changes have been successfully changed. The reason it says this is because I have my computer already port forwarded in my Netgear router, so it's not going to work right now. But yeah, it'll work for you. For Netgear, my IP address is 1.0.0.1, and this is my Netgear router. This is what I port forward all my machines through. I just did the Linksys just to show you as an example. If you have a Netgear router, this is what you're going to do. You're going to type in admin for your username, and for your password, you're going to go ahead and type in password, Password. That's pretty standard for the Netgear routers. And then you just go to the advanced tab up here and to the advanced setup. Now on the advanced setup, you go to the port forwarding and port triggering, whatever. They're both on the same tab. So then you go to you type the IP address in right here, and again you're going to go to the command prompt and whatnot and do all this. The reason it still says this is because I'm on the Linksys down here. If I go to my wireless and I switch over to the Netgear router, connect to it, and we'll go back to the command prompt just to make you Netgear people happy. We'll type in ipconfig, give it a whirl, and you get your default gateway is 10.0.0.1, and my IPv4 address is 1.0.0.8, if you can see that there. So we'll go ahead and look at it here. Server, it's already actually on the list because I already port forwarded it, but normally what you do is you just click .0.8, and so let's just throw an address in there. I'll just say 6 for now. Click add. It normally wouldn't prompt you for a password right now. It's because I changed my wireless settings, so we're gonna go ahead and type in the admin and then password, and so it's going to take me to the add page, and it says you're currently logged on another device. It's because I was logged on before. And it's going to make me go back here again. So yeah, you just click add and just throw in an IP here, and you can go in and edit the IP once you're done. So let's just say I just added this FTP right here at 1.0.0.6. My machine right now is 1.0.0.8, and it's on port 80. So this is my server right now. This is actually the laptop I'm on right now. And if we go ahead and edit the service, you can see here it's on port 80, ends on port 80, 1.0.0.8. That's my IPv4 address for this computer, and we're going to go ahead and click apply, and it works. And that's the reason it wasn't working on the Linksys routers, because it was already port forwarded on this router, and the Linksys was seeing that as a problem, which obviously. So if you go to the HFS file server, it says up here 1.0 10.0.0.8. That's my local IP address, and you can go into your address bars locally and type that local address in. As I showed you before in my last video, it's nothing quite amazing. You can just see your server locally, but what the magic is about the servers, you want to be able to get to them through like over the internet if you're at work or away from your computer, and that's what you want to be able to do, is upload files over the internet when you're not at your computer. So to do that, you're going to have to go to cmyip.com. It's spelled cmyip.com, and it'll tell you your global IP address. I'm not going to show it on the screen here for now, just because oh shit, it's already there. Well, or it's up the top there, but not all of it's there. Just be kind with my IP address if you have it. But yeah, that's your global IP address, and you can, when you port forward your IP address, this is your, when you go to the internet, you want to go ahead and copy and paste the IP address over here and type it in the address bar, and that'll allow you to, once you've port forwarded your routers, that will allow you to access your server anywhere on the internet. So yeah, once you get that global IP address, you can access it outside your local network anywhere on another computer outside or away from home or on a mobile device. And just to show you real quick here, I'll break out my iPhone once again, and oops. We'll go ahead and go to the server again here. Now this is my local address. Let me type in my global address here. Just give me a minute here. Now I just want to show you real quick here that I am right now I'm on Wi-Fi, so I'm gonna go to my settings real quick here, and I'm gonna change it to, I'm gonna turn my Wi-Fi off, and this means that I'm not local. I'm actually gonna be running on a 3G network, and this would only be possible to access the server through a 3G network if it was not local. So this is one way to test if it does work. If you have a phone that does 3G internet, you just go on your phone and you can type up the IP address for the global IP address and search that, and as you can see here, there's my files, and this is on the 3G network there. So you guys have probably already seen my IP address like 12 times now, so no use in covering it up, but yeah. So that's about it, and yeah. I just wanted to let you guys know that if you are going to port forward your computer, though, you do put a risk on the internet of, you know, somebody DOSing your network or something like that. So I would recommend you don't put, like, you know, your most expensive or crown jewel computer on there. I don't leave my computers on there at all. I take everything off my port forwarding when I'm not using it, just because the reason that people can do, you know, unkind things with your global IP address, and it's kind of risky when you do port forward your computer. So I just want to let you guys know that, you know, it can be a little risky if you're going to port forward your computer. So don't put your most expensive computer on there, and don't leave it on there for that long. If you're going to do this, do it with an old computer that you don't care so much about, or unless you have a really strong, good firewall, I wouldn't recommend putting your, you know, brand new computer on here. Me personally, I just got a couple of Dell servers, so I'm going to be using servers with pretty good firewall and stuff, so that'll allow me to not have to worry so much about the issues of port forwarding. But yeah, just something to consider. So tell me how you liked the video. If you have any more questions or anything that you'd like me to go into more detail about, just leave me a comment, send me a message, whatever. So hope I did good for my second YouTube video. Let me know how you think.